of a vegan. Good morning. It's my last day in Prague. It is the Prague finale. It is around 8 AM in the morning and we don't leave until 1:30 PM, so we're going to go on a final little tour of Prague, some of the nice spots, and have a nice old good morning. That's the plan. I first got to travel out of the UK where I was born when I was about 2 years old, maybe one I think I was 2 years old when I went to Spain with my grandparents. And a story which is funny but not so funny is they actually vlogged the whole trip. Literally they documented the whole thing, and it was on a VHS, like a VHS tape growing up. Back in the 90s, when there was something on TV that you wanted to watch, you could use a VHS tape to re-record, and it sort of wipes the previous stuff and records the new stuff, and you can kind of see where this is going. So one day my mum asked my dad to record a fitness episode or something like that, and my dad mistakenly used the only copy of his 2-year-old son travelling to Spain. It was a great home documentary. That was awkward. It was a great home documentary, and I've just lost my train of thought because I think I'm standing outside somebody's house or something. Anyway, by mistake, my dad ended up using this tape to record this episode, and it was lost forever. And it was a great like vlog from the 90s. It was well documented. It was a great memory. And anyway, things happen. I just wanted to share that because it's pretty funny, and me and my mum are definitely not sour about my dad doing that, but it was a mistake, clearly. Anyway, that's a different point. I first travelled when I was like 2 years old, so very lucky to being able to travel at such a young age. And from there, from the ages of like 2 to like 18, I only ever went to Spain when I left the UK, which is, again, very privileged. I'm not complaining at all. It was an amazing thing to be able to travel to Spain so much. When I was 20, it was the first solo trip that I ever done, and I actually came to Prague. This was the first place I have ever travelled to outside of the UK and Spain, by myself as well. So that first trip to Prague, that first solo trip, my first ever independent trip, almost cemented this feeling that I knew I had inside me, that, as weird as it sounds, travelling to foreign countries, I felt more at home travelling to these countries than I did actually at home. And when I say at home, I mean Scotland or the UK. I mean, home is where the family is, and I firmly believe that, but being away from the UK, I always felt more comfortable and more at ease. As weird as that sounds, it was the truth. This is Charles Bridge. This is probably the most touristy thing, the most thing to do that you would see in Prague. It's the big... How stunning is Prague? To me, it's kind of like Amsterdam, and it's very unique to itself. It's very gothic, and I absolutely love that. Traveling as well, it kind of also made me realise that more than anything, traveling gave me the single most joy in my life. It made me feel a way nothing else does, and yeah, it's hard to sort of describe the emotions in words, but the feeling I get traveling to a country, whether it's a new one or one I'm going back to, it is nothing but joy, excitement, adrenaline. everything about it, it just makes me feel amazing, and I'm probably at my most happiest when I'm traveling somewhere, and that's quite powerful. By the way, this is not getting deep, it's just me spilling out my thoughts. So after that trip to Prague, I caught the bug, and from there, I mean, I've travelled from everywhere from Paris, Rome, Croatia, Morocco, America, Australia, Thailand. I've literally travelled to so many places, and that is amazing that I've been able to do that, and I'm so privileged that I've been able to travel across the world basically. I think the older I get, the more obscure, weird places I want to visit more than anything. I've got such a weird list of places I want to go to that are just a little bit different to your usual touristy places. This right here, this is Charles Bridge, and if you ever come to Prague, I mean it's just after 8 o'clock in the morning, come at this time, because any later around 10, 11, 12, it is ram packed and it is not an enjoyable experience. So look at this, nobody here bar a few stragglers. Come early if you want to have an enjoyable experience. So there is a point to all my rambling. Been on this trip and also I've been thinking about it recently a lot as well. Kind of what I am realising is that travelling is what I want to do with my life, which is, I'm not really going about it in like an exciting way, but it's like a big firework in my head. I actually think that what I want to do in my life is something in the realms of travelling, which is amazing, that I've kind of came to that realisation. I mean, travel is the one thing that, like I said, brings me 99% pure happiness. The 1% of sitting in a security line at an airport is probably the bad part, but we'll forget about that part. I can't think of when I'm happier, when I'm travelling. The only thing I've got to do now is kind of work out how do I make this a job. YouTube is a great part, but it's a very congested part of YouTube, and I think to stand out you need to really have your own little niche, and I always believe your niche can just be your personality. It's that simple sometimes, you know. I'll watch YouTube videos not because the person's got the house high in production or their videos are, you know, as exciting and well edited as some others, but the personality stands out and I enjoy listening to them ramble about life. But yeah, that's my next challenge, is to keep my head down, work hard, not get disheartened when I only get 20 views on a video, and just keep going, because I really do believe that I can make this thing work. I've just got to find my niche, what is Jack Andrews' thing that he wants to do on YouTube with travel, and I do have a few ideas, and I don't think it'll be so much just like this. I think, like I said, there's some obscure places I want to go in the world, and the biggest thing for me traveling is the visuals are beautiful, and Prague's beautiful, and it's the same reason why I love to move into London. I want to meet people, I want to hear stories from people that are from a completely different walk of life from me and experience that as well, and share these. So anyway, now I am rambling. I just wanted to share that story this morning. This trip has been somewhat very special for me, and it's just really made me come to sort of like a realisation of, what if I love this so much, and not just as a vacation, why don't I try and work harder on this and make it a thing? And of course, I'm going back to Scotland tomorrow, I'm going back to my Monday to Friday job, and I'm going to have to keep making videos and try and make exciting videos from there, but I just got to keep my head down and work hard. That's all I've got to do right now. And then hopefully there'll come a time in my life where I can travel and make more interesting videos. Not necessarily even in Europe, just everywhere. So yeah. That was a big long old rant. I'm just going to show you the rest of Prague now before we leave, so enjoy the rest of this little tour. I love these lying on his back. Let me just put it out there, I am nothing short of embarrassed at how much times I've been to Starbucks on this trip. How can I call myself a coffee connoisseur when I've came to Starbucks so And this area right here is Old Town Square, where all the shit goes down. Every sort of corner you look at or turn is just something that is so cool. Alright then, I think that's a tour of Prague Central done. So we've just got back, packed our bags, it's far from not shabby, packed our bags, and we are about to go and check in our luggage to the reception because we've still got a few hours until we're playing. Wow, I'm tired, until the taxi picks us up to go to the airport where the planes are. So yeah, we're gonna go and grab some Pokeball before we sort of head off soon. And undoubtedly we're gonna have to kill some time, so yeah. Hi.